Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to part 4 of the CNC needle cutter machine that we're assembling. Today I want to concentrate on the X-Rail, which is this 2020 aluminium extrusion. I've chopped it off to length, which is 720mm. It was supplied in a 1 metre length, so I've just cut that down by hand with a hacksaw. Filed it up, took the burrs off, so that's ready to go. I've got some of the parts out here that we're going to be using today. To start with, we've got the NEMA 17 stepper motor with the drive wheel, the castellated drive wheel assembled on the top. We've got the top plate of the machine which fits on this area here. I've taken that off just to make it easier to assemble everything. We've got the X carriageway with 2 wheels already pre-assembled. I've got the third one to put on there, so I'll show you how we go on with that. Then at this end we've got a 2-piece assembly which has been glued together with CA. I've done that previous just to speed the operation up a bit. That is a support wheel. I'll show you where that goes in a little bit. So the first thing we've got to do is assemble the stepper motor onto the top plate here. I've got 3mm 25mm long bolts going through with a 20mm spacer on each one, because this stepper motor is actually raised in the air when it's fitted. So hopefully I'll just be able to turn that over without losing all the parts, he says. All you have to do is make sure that the stepper motor is in the right orientation, and that's with the white plug facing the back of the machine, or the back of the bracket if you like. So I'm just going to assemble this with a couple of turns just to get those threads started, and hopefully it will all fit. I haven't tried this, so we'll soon see. Looks pretty good at the moment. That's it, we're in. If I hold it round here, you might be able to see just a little bit better on what I'm doing. We don't have to whop these up really tight. As I've said before, it's only plastic, and you only start crushing things if you start overdoing it, so just do it up to nip it. It would be a good idea actually to Loctite these pins in, but as this is a trial assembly, a trial fit, I'm not going to do that just yet, just in case something doesn't work quite right and it's got to come apart. But as you can see now, the stepper motor is on those 4 studs raised up. Okay, so that's that part done. The next part is the actual travelling carriageway. I've pre-installed the 2 wheels at the top. As you can see, it's a 25mm long M5 bolt that goes right the way through the assembly, with a 5mm spacer, then the wheel, and then a nylock nut on the top. That's going to be the same for all 3. So we'll assemble that 3rd wheel on now. So we'll put the bolt in first from the back, drop the 5mm spacer on, we'll drop the wheel on, and then we put the 5mm nylock nut on. I'm going to cheat a bit here and hold it with pliers just to make it a bit easier for myself, and tighten it up from the back with the Allen key. Again, these don't have to be super tight, as with everything on this build. It just needs to be tight enough so the wheel is secure, and obviously it can rotate, but with no sort of wobble. So you just check the wheel, that feels nice, and it's on there tight. So that's good. That'll slide on onto the actual rail. The 3rd little assembly this T-piece here that I've already glued, as I said earlier. This is the wheel that supports the X-rail at the end. You'll soon see what I mean when I say it needs support. Put a 5mm bolt, 25mm long through, put a washer on, put the wheel on, put another washer on the top, followed by the M5 nylon nut. Again, the same as what we've done with the carriageway, just tighten it up enough so the wheel revolves freely, but obviously so it's not loose. I'll just do that. It's easy enough to do. So just nip it, and that wheel rotates nice and it's free of play. Right, the other part that goes on this is the actual belt tensioner. So we use again a 25mm long M5 that goes through. This is on the same side as the wheel, so just make sure you get this orientation right. A 5mm plastic spacer goes on the top. Then the pulley wheel, it's just an idler wheel, it's got no castellation in that, so it's just a belt tensioner wheel. And again, we tighten that up just enough so it's on secure without actually wobbling about. And it you know, it's obviously on secure enough so it doesn't move. Well, it's a little bit fiddly because I can only get the Allen key in the one way. So that's still a bit wobbly, as you can see. It's a little bit more of a tighten up. I'll go a little touch more, I think, but we're nearly there. It's a little bit too tight there. I'll just back that off a little touch. That's perfect. That's perfect. So as you can see, that assembly there, it's looking pretty good. Now it needs what does it need? It needs a securing screw putting through the other way with the T-nut on the back. These are little fiddly things. So there we are, that's the complete assembly. Hope you can see that there. Okay. Right, so first of all, we want to get the X-rail mounted onto the plate. I've put two 10mm pins through there, M5s, with the T-nut on the top. And then we slide the rail over the T-nuts. Push it right back till it touches the stepper motor. So just hold that there. Just nip them up slightly, just to make sure we're in the right place. That looks pretty good. I'll just nip them up a tad. Okay. Again, I'll probably Loctite these, but for now I'm just assembling it dry. Okay. Now the moment of truth is, does the carriageway fit? I hope so. So that slides on. Again, it wants to slide like so with no play, which it does. Actually, that feels better than the Y carriageway. That moves really, really good. So I'm happy with that. Then the support end wheel goes on. Goes on there. And we'll tighten that up. I'm going to just nip this up so you can see how it goes. Okay, so that is the complete assembly. The belt, actually, if you can see this, we've got 2 slots either side of the carriageway plate. The belt will go in, come round and double back on itself. Then it'll go right the way round the pulley on the stepper motor, round the back side, round this pulley and down this side, and do the same again. It'll come in from the back and then back in and lock on. Then to tension the belt, it's just a matter of slackening the screw, adjusting that out to give the overall tension on the whole assembly. Before we move on, I just wanted to show you the assembly of the belt on the Y axis. I didn't show you this in the previous video because it's a bit fiddly to video and it takes up a bit of time. So I hope you can see that there. The belt actually fits inside the extrusion. It goes through the end plate here, through one slot, back through another slot, and then back out through a third slot on the end. So you can probably just see the end of the belt there. Yeah, that locks in position. It then comes along here, it comes round this pulley, around the stepper motor, around the third pulley, and then it tails off back to the right hand side of the machine. I'll hold it that way. You can see this plastic part here. The belt comes through the back of the plastic, through again and out the back, and then you actually use that as a tensioner. You just slacken off the screw, hold that over to the right hand side and nip it back up, and that tensions the whole system. So I just thought I'd show you that for clarity and explain what's going on. Quite a simple setup there. So that's the back of the machine. So if I put that back as the back of the machine like so, you'll see that now when we assemble the X cross rail, that goes onto the 4 bolts like so, and we just put the thumb screws in to hold it like so. We'll drop that 4th one on, and that's it. So now you can see the basis, or the basics of the machine. It'll slide that way, up and down the rail, and the cutter head will go that way on the x-axis, supported by this end wheel that's going to be on your table there. That supports the whole lot. So that's basically your CNC machine put together. In the next video, I'll show you a close-up of the belt arrangement round here. Once I've done that, then I'll show you the actual cutter head assembly, how we put that together, how we mount it onto this cross plate here in the X-plane. But at least we can see that it's taking shape now. I'm quite pleased with that so far. So I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back for part 5 for a bit more work on it. Okay then folks, stay safe and I'll see you soon. Bye.